Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to show you the Obsbot Tiny 2, a smart PTZ webcam making web submittings, presentations, and content creation. First, let's unbox and see what comes in the packaging. In the packaging of the Obsbot Tiny 2, you get the USB-C to USB-A cable with the on and off switch. It has the data cable also, and it's pretty nice if you actually want to go manual to be sure you're actually off transmission. That is a really nice thing to have. And the packaging is straightforward. Around the box you see general information about the Obsbot Tiny 2. So I'm going to open that right about now. The box I think is pretty nice to open also. You get the user manual and the warranty card of the Obsbot Tiny 2 straight out of the packaging. And then you see general information on what you can do with the Obsbot Tiny 2, and in the actual carrying case is where the real deal is. I think that packaging is actually really nice, so you can move it around as you want. To get the monitor mount, which is magnetic, and then you get the USB-C to USB-C cable, and then a USB-C to USB-A adapter if you need to connect it to your computer without USB-C, and then of course the Obsbot Tiny 2 itself, which is pretty small, lightweight, and very handy. I think I like the shape, and we're gonna get started actually testing it out now. As I mentioned, the base is magnetic. It means you can mount it and adapt it as much as you want to move it around as much as possible on your desk. Let's actually go now and talk about the features and specs of the Obsbot Tiny 2. The Obsbot Tiny 2 is the second generation of the Obsbot Tiny 4K series, and it's a compact, sleek webcam. I can show you right here. So it's pretty small compared to the size of my head. It looks pretty small, and this is what it looks like. So it's a compact and sleek webcam. I can sit on top of my monitor like so with a mount with the magnetic base that comes with it, and you can put it on a tripod or on a stand, wherever you want to put it in your setup. Basically, I think I prefer mine on top of the desktop. It has a 4K resolution and can do up to 30 frames per second with a 1/1/5" CMOS sensor with dual native ISO and a 2-axis gimbal that allows you to pan and tilt and zoom automatically following you. Now, the main selling point of this webcam is that it's AI-powered subject tracking, which simply means that it can track your face as you move around and track various things basically, but majorly your face as you move around with gestures and hand controls without any manual intervention. You can also use voice commands with it also to control the camera, such as zooming in and zooming out, setting preset positions, or activating beauty mode. I think ladies will love this very much. Just glam up in few seconds. Now, we'll take a closer look at the Obsbot Tiny 2 in action, and for this test, I'll be posting the Tiny through its paces in various usage scenarios. So we'll start with the voice command and then the magic gesture control 2.0. We'll also put the Obsbot Tiny 2 in the desk mode, portrait mode. And one thing about the Tiny 2 is that you can put it to sleep either with the voice command or through the Obsbot webcam app or through one of the accessories that comes along with it, where you just flip a switch and then it goes off. If you need to get some privacy, and can actually even set a custom image for your stream. If you're on stream and you want to go into sleep mode, an image to show from the webcam itself. So all the AI engine is actually inside this little baby right here, such that you don't have to put so much processing power on your computer. Now, the Obsbot Tiny comes with omnidirectional microphones with noise reduction, and when I put it through the test, you will actually see what that sounds like. Now I'm recording into my camera here with my general setup, and I am of course I'll edit the audio I'm recording outside of this, but when I put the Tiny 2 to its test itself, I will be recording straight into the camera, straight into the webcam itself with this microphone, no editing whatsoever done, so you can have a feel of what it sounds like. I will also test this with my streaming applications. OBS specifically, I'll record in OBS. I record with the Obsbot webcam app itself, and we'll actually see what that looks like. We'll test all the different modes on the microphone system itself. Now, you might want to ask me, how will I be using the Obsbot Tiny 2? I'll mostly be using this from now on for my overhead unboxing shots where I need to unbox stuff on my desk here. And it simply means that I can leave my main camera on my tripod, get my teleprompter, or go for the road trips. And of course, I might even be bringing this along on some of my road trips if I need to record something pretty super fast and I don't want to get the burden of a camera, because it comes with the hard shell carrying case, which I can literally just bump it into it. This is what it looks like, the carrying case, and then I just get on the road with it and I'm fine to go. Now, for my general podcast, meetings, presentations, streaming, trainings, the Obsbot Tiny 2 will be my go-to device. I'll be retiring my very faithful Logitech C920 Pro and my Canon EOS 1300D. They have served me well over the years, but I think this little baby will replace them for now. So goodbye my Canon 1300D and my Logitech C920. Of course, most of the video, except the one I recorded, is recorded with my other camera, but hey, it's what it is. So I'll mostly have this. I've been contemplating actually having this either to the side this way or on top of my camera. I'm still deciding the best position to actually have it, but I want to be able to get the best face level so it doesn't sort of come down on me. But I think from the very first videos I've used this, I'm using it on top of my desk, mounted up, and I think I like that one actually because it reduces the clutter to the side of my desk. It means I can have an extra camera and extra gear on that side for my streaming, for my B-roll, for my B-cam or whatever. I don't have to worry about many other different things. But hey, I'll see where that goes. I move my setup around quite a lot, but I think I'll put it on my desk for now and see what it does. So I've tested this in many scenarios for meetings, for recording, and I can tell you for sure that I like it. Now, the thing is, Obsbot is not paying me to review this. I got this myself, and I'll drop the link to purchase one in the video description. And also a pinned comment if you'd like to check it out. But from the usage so far, I actually thought it would be bigger than this, to be honest. But this size impresses me for the punch it packs. The quality you get out of it from the usage you would see. So, you know what? Let me not even talk so much. Let us actually go and test out the Tiny 4K itself and see what it does. Okay, so now I actually want to test out the Obsbot webcam app on my computer and actually show the different features it has to offer. So some of the audio will actually, most of the audio from this section will be recorded on the Obsbot Tiny camera itself, and all I need to do to wake it up is just say, watch what the camera does. Hi Tiny. Hi Tiny. So I need to actually face it when I'm speaking, and then it starts tracking me, except I've not set the tracking mode, so I can raise my finger this way, this palm feature, and it starts tracking me, or it's still waking up, I think. Oh yeah, so it's got it now, and it will start tracking me all around. Let's actually show what it looks like in the raw video. So let me move this camera a little bit backwards so we can actually see what is going on around here. So as I move around, you can see the gimbal move towards me. Even if I go lower, it's sort of just follows me around. And this comes in handy because I move around a lot in my setup. And let's actually see what the camera itself sees and what it tries to record for us. So I'm going to open the Obsbot webcam app on my computer here. So just for a moment while I open that up, and it connects through USB-C 3.0 as I showed in the unboxing section. So it's currently in normal tracking mode, and I should open the video preview on the camera itself and actually record into it itself. So now I will be moving the camera around, and I will Okay, so now I will try to figure out how this works so I can sync the video up later on. But I'll record also on the Obsbot camera, so I can set different modes: 4K 30, 1080p 60, 1080p 30, 420p 60, 720p 30, but I'll keep it in 4K 60, and that is the mode I'll be recording in. Now I think if I'm doing 1080 60, it's a little bit faster to process, but that's not none of my worry. I'll go 4K 60 here, and it records an MKV format for some very nice reasons I'm not so sure of, and I'll start recording here now. So all the audio you'll be hearing from now will actually be from the Obsbot webcam itself. So I'm recording into the Obsbot webcam app now. I can take a look now and move around quite easily in my setup, and I think that comes in really handy if I'm teaching and I need to move around and do a lot of interesting things in in my recording, and just show a little bit of information all around. Say probably I have a whiteboard here that I want to show to everyone. I can literally have my whiteboard here and start scribbling, and it comes really super duper nice because I don't have to think about my image getting distorted if I want to. Now this is following me around. I can tell it to actually zoom into me by doing this signal. So this signal actually comes very close up on my face so that it just try to tracks wherever my head is, and I can tell it to go back. See, that's really super nice. And I think for what that means is simply that even if I'm far away and I realize I'm a little bit out of focus, don't mind my one pack, I can tell it to zoom in, and then it just comes really super duper close to wherever I am now. I'm about 2 meters away from the webcam itself. This is my main camera here. You can see what it's recording into itself. So something's obstructing it over there, but don't mind. So I can literally even come behind the camera here, and it's still getting the audio. Now, all the lines you're seeing here are my other recording gear behind the scenes, but I'll show that in a video tour. And I can literally move around my office quite easily now, and it just tracks me, which I think is really super duper nice. And the movement is smooth and straightforward. Now I can have many other modes also, so let me tell it to zoom out by just giving it this sign. Come on. Yep, go back to normal mode. And you can see as I do that, the light actually blinks to tell me, hey, I've got signal. I'm pressing it right now. I can decide to go upper body mode, although I don't know the AI way to do this. Upper body mode simply means that's the default way it does. It can also just track motion. So if I'm a dancer, a performer, I can jump around and move around. But of course, let me just go standard tracking mode for now. I can do close up like I did earlier on, although I'm not sure what that close up is actually doing, to be honest. Normal tracking and close up. I don't know the difference between upper body and close up for now because I don't see a major difference. And I can go headless, simply means that it tries to check out my beard. So probably if I'm showing something off here, it removes my head and I can show as many things as I want to. Right over here, I can do a lot of things, show things around. Of course, if I don't have want to. So as much as it detects the face, it tries to move below the head. You can see that. Even if I put my head in its face, it just goes below my head. And I can do lower body. Simply means that it goes lower than probably I want to show my dancing skills. I can do that. I can show my dancing skills. Don't worry about dancing skills. I'm not a very great dancer. Let's go back to upper body mode. Make this fit. So this is what I'm literally seeing on my desk. And it looks pretty super nice as I'm recording it. Now the top down mode is simply the way I have set this up is I have it a little bit jacked up this way. So it's a preset mode for me, and I can just set top-down mode for it. Although not the best now, thinking of it. Yeah, this is my top-down mode. I can still modify this to actually fit. So because if I'm unboxing stuff and then things around my desk, I need to be able to see it pretty much and very well. So I will set this pretty much later, and I can add more presets if I want to. Now it's properly set up now, facing center, top down, and I can go back to normal tracking mode if I want to. So let's get this back to what it's supposed to be. I can modify the image, exposure levels. I can set the anti-flicker red, so if I don't want things going blah 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 blah. Okay, now let's go back here. Track me. Good. We're back to normal tracking mode now. Still to adjust this to make sure it's beautiful and nice. Come close to me. Yeah, welcome back. So I can set different things. I'll leave all this. I say beauty mode is something that is super nice. I can set the background blur if I don't want things, getting crispy behind me. And all this pressing is done on the Obsbot webcam itself, which I think is really nice. I can go native mode, so I get some lipstick, I get some face touch up, and I think this is for men. Men doesn't like a lot of makeup, but I'll just leave this as default. Turn the background blur. I can also set the background blur levels, as you can see, but I'll leave it at 30 as it was before. And I can set all the body conditions, set filters. I'm not sure how. Oh, I think I like this filter. It sort of resembles what I have on my Canon R50. I can go more. Give auto sleep. If the camera is not active within 2 minutes, it goes to sleep. I can set my sleep image. So if I say sleep tiny, that's the image that comes up to us. Eye tiny, and then it wakes up again, and then it starts tracking my face. I can set my gesture control. I can also set dynamic zoom. Direction flip is something that is nice if I want to flip the way the camera works. So I can set dynamic zoom this way. So if I do this, what happens? I'm not quite sure yet. It's something I'll have to still figure out. I don't know yet. Move hands to zoom in and out, okay? Ah, you see that? So you go from your position and bring it in. I like that. You go from your position. Are you getting this now? And zoom it out. I like that. You go from your position and okay. It takes a bit of practice to actually get with it. Okay, let's do that again. No, let's go from wide mode. It's got signal. Let's do that again. Okay, let's make it close on our face. Yeah, so I need to put it in the position I want. Anyways, that's good for it. And I can set commands to activate and deactivate. I can put automatic gain, noise reduction mode. So this is noise reduction off on the Tiny 2 Tiny, Obsbot Tiny 2. Wake reduction, medium reduction, strong reduction. I'll put it at medium for now. I can flip my image. And I can reverse the view. I'm not sure what that is. So it's, I don't know what that means, but and you can update your firmware, you can do manual upgrade, you can activate the virtual camera like I wanted to do in OBS previously. What is OSC? I'm not sure what that is, but it's something I figured out when I read the manual. So I think that is pretty super nice. I can also set the initial position. That's the default position the camera should be in when it boots up. So go back to tracking my face. Find me, find me, find me. Yeah, find me now. Track me. Good. Now come close. Great. And I think that's pretty much most of the things I'll be showing around and using from day to day in my UH scenarios with the Obsbot Tiny 2. So if you need to check it out, remember I'll drop the link in the video description and also as a pinned comment. So now, a few closing points before I wrap up this video is things you should know about the Obsbot Tiny 2 is that it is not cheap. It's not a $50 webcam, it's not a $200 webcam. It is about $300 at launch, which is about £295 to £90 thereabout. I got this on pre-order. It means it comes as a little bit of a discount, and I'm one of the first people that are actually using this immediately after launch because it was delivered to me literally last week. But with most webcams in this class, they come around the same price. But I've not used the other ones, but I can tell you that this is good for the money. Yes, you could decide to go get a DSLR with click HDMI used version for about $400, $500, but I think for the compactness of this one here, I think it is good for the money. Of course, I mentioned it's not cheap. I guess as the same, my local dialect, Obetodun, Owolokpa, it simply means that the sweet soup costs a lot of money. So well, the quality I expect at this price point is good, but I think one thing I would have probably expected is that we should be able to do 4K 60 frames per second, especially for fast-moving streamers. But for me, for my use cases, this fits in because I mostly record 4K 25 and 4K 30 just does justice for me, just quite fine. So that's that about my general impression. I like it. I will be using this. I will highly recommend this if you have the budget for it. I can just mount this and get record. I can actually make this my main camera if I do not have a mirrorless camera that goes for a couple of hundred more dollars or pounds depending on where you're watching this from. So I think this is a perfect camera for a beginner. It's a great webcam for a streamer. It's a good B cam for someone who has another camera that they want to use for streaming their videos and all sorts. So I highly recommend this if you're thinking of getting one. I'll put the link in the video description and also as a pinned comment so you can actually check it out and see what it does and the punch it packs. But I think for my general review, I like it and I'll be using this quite a lot. That's it for my review of the Obsbot Tiny 2. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel for more tech reviews and videos I make like this one. Thanks for watching and see you again in the next one.